Welcome back to my channel. I am Anushka, and in this video I'll share with you all the books I read in the month of May, which is around 10 or 12, and almost all of them are either ebooks or audiobooks. So the thing is, I see people commenting under my videos saying that they are waiting for this lockdown to end so that they can buy a physical copy and start reading, and I'm like, why are you still waiting? You don't really need a physical copy to start reading. This is just an excuse. Just pick up an ebook and start reading, or listen to an audiobook. Lockdown is the best thing that could have happened for you to start reading. Anyways, in this video, not only you will find some amazing recommendations, few books which I loved, but also few books which disappointed me, kind of. I had high hopes. These are extremely popular books, but I personally did not enjoy them reading. So yeah, and there are so many ebooks which I read and I want to buy a physical copy, and yes, I am waiting for this lockdown to end, but I'm glad I read an ebook and now I'll buy a physical copy. So yeah, that's it. And without any further ado, let's just quickly get started. So the first novel I read in the month of May is the one which I highly recommend, and that is Normal People by Sally Rooney. Now, if you're in your early 20s, man, what are you doing? You need to pick this novel right now. It is a novel which is like a coming of age story. It's damn realistic, damn relatable, and a story with a unique approach, a refreshing approach. This novel has a certain kind of depth to it which you'll only understand after reading this novel. It's not very simple novel, like it's very easy to read, but it has a certain kind of meaning to it as well. I started reading this novel at around 10:30 at night. I had no clue that this is gonna be such a binge-worthy novel, so I read it till like 2 or 3 at night, and I couldn't stop myself, but I had to. So then the next day I read it, I sat and completed this novel. So it's that good, extremely fast-paced, and there are so many things this novel talks about. I highly recommend Normal People to all you guys, especially people who are in their college or in their early 20s, late 20s, or above 18 years. Definitely. The next book is something which I've already recommended and I've made a dedicated video, and that is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. You can check my dedicated review right there. But in short, this novel is the one which starts like a normal cliched romance, like a love triangle sort of thing, but then after 100 pages, you need to stick till 100 pages. You can go like, this is not good, but then please wait for 100 pages, and then things happen and you'll be shocked and you'll be like horrified with the things that happen. And it is realistic because it's written by an author who has herself faced these things. So this is damn realistic. You cannot hate any of the characters and you love all the characters. Highly recommend it. I'm not reviewing in this one. You can check my review, dedicated review right there. Now, since I loved It Ends With Us, I wanted to read more of Colleen Hoover's books. So then I researched and found out that Verity is one of a highly appreciated and highly rated novel. So then I thought of giving it a try, and I of course have had extremely high hopes from this novel, but sadly it did not live up to my expectations, and honestly I regretted reading this novel because the thing is, it is said that it is a thriller novel, and I have read a lot of thrillers, so my expectations with thrillers are on another level. But this is written by an author who writes romance. So this is a mixture of dark romance and a little bit of thrill. People love the ending. They say it is, unpredictable. Yes, it is unpredictable, but it is absurd at the same time. Like, of course, you can't predict an ending like that, but it is baseless. It's about this author named Verity who is bedridden, and she has this. She's very renowned and she's very famous, and she has this series going on. And because since she's bedridden, she cannot continue writing that series. So her husband actually hires a new author in place of her to continue writing her novel, and that's the story, how the story starts. That's the basic story. But anyways, let's move ahead and let me recommend you an amazing novel which is worth all your time, and I'm sure you would have heard about this novel. Everyone is raving about this, and let me tell you, it's worth the hype, and that is Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It talks about this Hollywood star, Evelyn Hugo, and her story. She's actually telling her story to this journalist who has accepted her offer to write a biography for Evelyn Hugo. So yeah, I really enjoyed Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I highly recommend this novel if you are in a reading slump, or if you're a beginner and you want a book to binge read, then Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is just for you. Next, I read another very popular thriller, Big Little Lies. Until like 80%, I was sure that I'll give this novel 3 or 3.5 stars. I found it very average. I was not really hooked on to this novel. It was a little slow. There was this slow build-up. Though I loved the characters, their whole banter, their friendship was good, and there were so many social issues this novel was covering up. And you of course had this thing that there's going to be a revelation in the ending. It was mentioned in the first chapter itself. And it was a novel which I was enjoying and reading slowly. It did not keep me hooked up. So I was like, it's an average novel. I don't understand the hype. But then the ending happened and I was like shocked. I was like, oh my god, this novel tricked me. Not just tricked me, it was just such an unpredictable ending. How the whole thing happened and everything turned haywire, and I was like, wow, this is so worth the hype. The next book I read is again a thriller, that is His and Hers. Again a novel which I highly recommend if you want a fresh thriller to read which will keep you hooked. It's an extremely fast-paced novel, okay? So if you want an extremely fast-paced novel, this novel is just for you. It's about this reporter, journalist Anna, who has recently been demoted from her position, and she has to cover this news of crime going on in her hometown. So she goes to her hometown to cover this story, and there she meets this cop Jack, who's covering the story, and they both suspect each other, and then the story moves on. Then there are numerous suspects in the story. So yeah, I really enjoyed this novel. Next, I read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Yes, I was on a thriller spree altogether, and oh boy, I've already recommended this book in my thrillers list. I gave it 5 stars. It is a very well planned, very well written novel. Oh my god, this novel will keep you hooked. It's extremely fast paced, and not just that, it has this refreshing approach to it. The format of this novel, you'll love it. And not just that, this novel will keep you guessing. It has numerous suspects. You'll suspect each and every one, and when the ending will happen, you'll be shocked, because there's not just one ending. I'm not spoiling, but there are 2 different or 3 or 4 different endings, and you'll be shocked. This novel is about this girl named Pippa. She's 17-year-old, kind of a prodigy. She's intelligent, and she's investigating this case from her small town, this crime investigation for her school project, and how she reveals few things which are unknown in her hometown is. Next, I read one YA and I was satisfied with it. I thought of reading another YA, and that was a series named Truly Devious. I had heard so much about this novel, this whole series, and I was like, okay, let me try it. But I don't know, I did not really enjoy this novel. It has suspense to it, but I did not really enjoy the whole suspense part. I felt this book was a little dragged, and there was no need of making it a series, like a trilogy kind of a thing. It leaves you at a cliffhanger. That is something that I did not enjoy. There's this whole thing going on and you're waiting for the ending to happen, but then there's no end. And I was like, I have been tricked. I did not really enjoy it. So yeah, Truly Devious, I don't know. I did not really enjoy Truly Devious. So yeah, again a book which is highly rated, but I was disappointed. And next, I read a novel which I just completed yesterday, that is The Flat Share. I had no clue about this novel. I was actually searching for some feel-good novels to read, and then this one showed in my search. I clicked on it and found out that it is highly rated. So I thought of giving it a try, and now after reading it, I have mixed feelings for it. It's like, okay, it deals with a serious issue, but that's it. Okay, that's it. I mean, the whole novel is flat, it's bland. There's not a lot of things that are going on. I know it's a contemporary fiction, it's not a thriller, so you can't expect twists or turns or it to be a binge worthy novel, but still you have to have something to the plot. I mean, I wasn't actually attached with the characters. This one should have been a character driven novel. It is, but I wasn't attached with the characters, nor the sub characters. There are not a lot of sub characters in this novel as well. And on top of that, it's like a simple plain novel. How this novel is going to end, and that's how it ends. there's nothing new to this novel. So, and last but not the least is a non-fiction which I read throughout the month, and this time around it was Atomic Habits by James Clear. This, I say, is my kind of book. Like, if you are a person who enjoys living a disciplined life, then this book is for you. Though there are few things, I'm still not out there, I'm still not disciplined, I'm not productive, but I mean, after reading this book, you will clear a lot of your own thoughts, and it has given me a direction. So yeah, highly recommend Atomic Habits to everyone out there. And yeah, that's it. Those are all the books I read in the month of May. All of them have actually had an impact in some way or the other. Some disappointed me, but some I have to actually buy physical copies because I loved them so much. So yeah, I'm waiting for this lockdown to just लॉकडाउन बंद हो जाए, मतलब ख़त्म हो जाए, उसके बाद I'll just buy all the physical copies as well because I want to hold these books and read them again. And yeah, that's it. This is it with this video. Let me know what you read in the lockdown or in the month of May. I would love to know. And yeah, I'll see you later with another video. Until then,